With most of the opposition benches empty, Opposition Chief Whip Teixeira opened the debate on the long-awaited motion on the 2017 Camp Street fire and jailbreak, where 8 hardcore criminals escaped and majority of the prison destroyed. After protesting for more private member days in Parliament last year, the day was finally allotted at a time when most Indian members of Parliament are away in India for a conference. Teixeira argued that poor leadership from the head of the nation's security sector created a situation that was completely avoidable.
The issue is leadership and concern and acting responsibly. The issue is leadership. You give leadership, and you didn't on that day. None of you. I'm not going to blame the President Fire, Army and Police. I am not. Because if you didn't do what you're supposed to do between March 2016 and July 9, 2017, what do you expect to happen? The men would magically know what to do? Magically? By a wave of your hand because you said so? You said so? That isn't how it works. The issue is that the situation, what happened on July 9th, was avoidable. It could have been managed, but you did nothing. You sat on your laurels and expected that because you were in government, and you won government, that these prisoners, because a lot of them you thought are your supporters, would not cause you any trouble. That they would wait for the good life.
Teixeira, who also served as Home Affairs Minister, contended that the government should have put preventative measures in place following the 2016 unrest that killed 17 prisoners at the same Camp Street Penitentiary. She also reprimanded Minister of Public Security Kemraj Ramjatan and the government for poor direction after the incident, which eventually resulted in the escape of an additional 13 inmates.
So the prisoners are moved, helter-skelter, and they go to Lusignan, and you have then 500 men placed in an open pasture under the worst conditions I have seen, worse than refugee camps that you're seeing on television with Syria and all these places. They didn't have proper tents. You got some lean-to thing. You got to finally put some portable toilets there. There's rain, there's flood, the fear of flooding. And then you are surprised when the prisoners behave bad. They're not animals, they're humans. Would you treat your own dogs and pets that you have in your house like that? So, Mr. Speaker, 500 men placed in an open condition. They rebelled. Obviously they would. If I was one of the 500, I would put some pep on you. I would have made life difficult for you.
Teixeira argued that the entire government must take responsibility for allowing such a disastrous event to have taken place in the country.
These events and the ineptitude of the minister, in this case, of the prisons, and in fact, the entire government, these events are an indictment of your collective inability to address the issues of security and public safety, to manage our economy, to bring the good life to our people, to represent and protect our national assets and patrimony. This is a total abysmal failure. It is time. It is time. Remember you're saying? It is time. It is time for all of you to go. If you fail to address these issues if you fail to address these issues in the prisons, as recommended by your own commission prior, if you fail to address these issues, 2020, my dear colleagues, will come sooner than later.
Davina Samaru, Newsroom.